Greetings and welcome to the Thirsty Mage, the virtual pub hoping that a giant plate won't fall on our heads. I'm your host, David Lloyd, and thanks to the Switch 2, we get another excuse to replay one of our favorite games of all time, Final Fantasy VII Remake. The Square Enix masterpiece is now available on a Nintendo platform for the first time, and a whole new collection of fans are now experiencing why this game is so incredible. Joining me is a man who has purchased multiple remake versions like it's freaking Skyrim. It's Casey Gibson.
Yep, and I got my rebirth ready to rock and roll already. It's those dang magic cards. They pushed me over the. I don't even play Magic, but man, pushed me over the edge.
Okay, I just picture like you have a wall, and it's just Final Fantasy trading card art all over the wall.
Oh, well, if it wasn't for my wife, I probably would.
And joining us, representing that fandom that I spoke of, that only owns a Nintendo platform, and now he's just blown away by the sheer greatness of Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's Daniel.
Okay, I do have other non-Nintendo systems. So I've got a PSP Go and an Atari Lynx. So I do have.
But you had those
stuff.
years after they were.
I was gonna say.
Relevant,
so what you're saying is you'll buy a non-Nintendo thing every 20 years.
I bought a PSP Go the day it came out. I fell in love with that thing the minute I held it.
So what we've learned here is that he's a handheld stan more than he is a Nintendo fan.
And I think one of the first games I bought for it off the PSN store would have been the digital version of Final Fantasy VII.
Good man.
Didn't finish it, but bought it.
Well, we can't all be perfect.
Yeah, I was going to say, you gave Square Enix money, and that's the important thing.
You want to talk about playing, buying multiple versions of Remake. I think I would have bought like maybe 4 or 5 different versions of 7 over the years, and I've never finished the game. So one day.
Well, yeah. At least the dedication to the series is there.
Got to keep Square Enix going. Worried that that they're not hitting their bottom line. So
they always fail to hit expectations. So we got to help the best we can.
So you're like the other 50 million people that have played Midgard, but nothing past that.
That's pretty much what happens every time I try and play the game again, because I've done Midgard so many times, I just can't get through it another time.
Oh, just wait till Rebirth, dude. Oh my good Lord.
Look, I got out of Midgard this time, so,
It's funny. As someone who's played 200 hours of the tutorial of Cyberpunk, I think you're in some serious
hours.
You're in some serious trouble when you start Rebirth and you're let loose into the world about 5 minutes into the game.
He's gonna be like, I put 400 hours into Queen's Blood alone.
That is an amazing side game. I can't believe like they just pulled that one out of nowhere. Like, oh, here's a brand new card game for you.
And they keep coming up with new card games for their like spin-offs. Like Bravely Default 2 had one, and they can. You think they'd run out of ideas by now?
I think there's some guy locked in a vault in the basement, and they just pull him out and let him see the sun for 5 minutes to make a game, and then send him back down.
Then they're like, "You're gonna go back down there." I'm blanking on the series with like the card game series that they've got like 4 million games. I think Paige played a bunch of them.
Something of Cards.
Oh, Voice of Cards?
Yeah, right. And there's like a million of them. Yeah, they let him come up to make a few card games for different games, and they send him back into the cellar. You're gonna make another 4 games.
I played the first 2 Voice of Cards, but the third one was a bridge too far.
14 was just too much for you in a month's release window.
I think even Square said, I think 3's enough.
I mean, when you're releasing them in like 2022 with the 50 other games they released.
Dude, their release cadence is so stupid. It's God, it me, dude. What other game is coming out from them right around Rebirth? I'm pretty sure they've got another game around Rebirth that's
Elliot?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's like, what the heck are you doing? You're killing me. I only have so many hours, and I want to play both these games you decide to release in the 2-week window.
And we're like Dragon Quest VII Remake and the Final Fantasy VII Remake within 2 weeks of each other on the Switch, and it's like,
yep,
guys, just chill.
Look, the cocaine shipment comes in monthly, like, every few months they get a big shipment. It gets all used up. They go hog wild for
we
a very
finished 2
short period of
games.
time.
Release them.
Yeah, and then they go back to sleep for a while, waiting for that next shipment.
They should just move operations down to Colombia, and then they can just bang out games left and right.
Oh man,
they got to pay for Nomura's zipper fund somehow.
Yeah. There can't be any more zippers left in the world. They're all in Japan. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's been a joy replaying this one again. Always looking forward to an excuse to replay it because it's so incredible. The perfect length too, like 30 to 40 hours. It's not ridiculous, but long enough to really, get a good feel for it, enjoy it.
That could be the one thing you say about Rebirth, right? Is that it's such a long game. It'd be a little harder to jump in on a I mean, I guess if you mainline it, it's probably like 40-ish, right? 40 to 50.
Who's mainline in Rebirth?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you can't mainline it. There's so much good extra content.
I mean, 30 hours alone in Costa del Sol. Like, what are you doing?
More than that, depending on what you're doing. But
I'm so scared of Rebirth because just how much I get into like stuff like Yakuza with all of the side quests and all of that. I'm like, I know.
Well, yeah, you're toast, dude. Because I'm not even a big side quest guy, generally speaking. Although I will say, I feel like between Rebirth and Trails in the Sky, like my mindset shifting to doing them all. But yeah, I did all the side quests in all the different zones in Rebirth, and I did not regret it. It was really good. But I've taken that mindset into Remake here. Because this is my first replay. I beat it when Intergrade came out for PS5. I think it was 2001 or 2021. I think is when I played it originally, give or take. So yeah, it's been really fun to go through with that mindset. I'm doing all the side quests, which I didn't do the first time around. And then you get these extra little discovery moments, which have been really nice, having not seen those the first time around. And then, again, we won't spoil anything in terms of this, Rebirth story, but like knowing what I know now and replaying the game, it's really interesting to have that, like that point of view and then see like the little hints and nods and little situations that sort of take on a different context with different understanding. And I'm sure David knows what I'm talking about, which and Daniel will know soon enough.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like when we played the first time, I don't think anybody was expecting, like I think most of us were expecting that Remake would just be literally a remake. It would just be like a more fleshed out version. But by the time that at the end of this game, you realize like, well, wait a minute, this isn't a remake. It's like a retelling. It's like a brand new story. Like things have changed.
It's like a reimagination.
It's about remaking the world. I mean, that's sort of the way I sort of read the title of it. It's, because the easy answer would have been to just do a straight HD remake of the original game. That's sort of what everyone's been asking for years. But to go in this direction, it's like, oh, that's actually clever. Okay, well played.
Yeah, very gutsy of them, I think, and ultimately, but like it's because now going through the second time, I've been looking for the clues of the. Well, was there anything that they were hinting to that I just never picked up because I wasn't looking for it or whatever? And yeah, there's so many like subtle things throughout the game where you're like, oh, that's like there's. The scene where Aerith finds Marlene and when they hug, there's like that flash, and then she, puts her finger to her lips like to be quiet, and then you're like, well, what just happened there? Like if you didn't know that it was going in the direction it was going, you wouldn't like at the time. I didn't know what was. It was like, oh, what was that? Like that's weird.
Yeah, and then even like that extra discovery moment with Aerith outside of her house. After you do the chapter 5, or not chapter 5, the sector 5 slums, it's one of those things again, like, she mentions it's a special day and Cloud's like, why? And then she just sort of smirks and runs away. And you're like, oh my goodness. Like, that's without context, that doesn't really mean much, right? But then with the added context, you're like, oh, Jiminy Cricket. Like, this is crazy.
Well, it's because she's sort of presented as a bit of a, what's the word, manic pixie dream girl sort of thing to Cloud early on. But, I mean, I don't know, I haven't, the Rebirth, came out 2-3 years ago, so I've picked up some spoilers from it, but it all sort of, the way she acts and all that sort of makes sense.
Do you know, like, the big spoiler from the original?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
So okay, let's just my history with this game, because I live in the bizarro country where we didn't get any real Final Fantasy games until Final Fantasy VII. The first game we had with Final Fantasy on it was Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, which I finished and I will always stand for because that is a fun game. But because I was always a Nintendo kid, so I never had a PlayStation. Borrowed my friend's PlayStation with Final Fantasy VII. I'm pretty sure I got up to snowboarding, I think. And then he took it back. My little brother then got a PlayStation. I was playing that on his, and I can't remember where I got up to, but I know I got past him. And then magically my save got corrupted or deleted somehow. Then the next time I started playing it was the PC version on my old Windows, my Pentium 120 Windows 95.
I played that version too.
And the game would crash every time you got to Chocobo Racing, so I couldn't get further than that. And
I swear that's where I got caught up too, dude. It must have been a well-known thing.
Yeah. And then every time I've tried to play it since then, it's just been a bit of a struggle just to get out of Midgar. I've started playing it again on the Switch, and with the accessibility features, that's helping a bit. So I probably will actually make progress and just put it on like infinite XP and unkillable and just get past Midgar and then open up everything else.
Dracky mode.
Yeah. I mean, I remember what happened, and I remember with that because I remember I was playing it with a guide back in the day, and I was reading up, what everyone's ultimate weapons are, and then a certain character, I got their ultimate weapon. I'm like, oh, that's really odd. You're getting this. The game's clearly got ages to go, and then what happens, and it's like, oh, okay, that's why it's their ultimate weapon.
Well, since we're just on the topic of the different versions of the original, we should just I just want to mention a bit for the Nintendo Switch 2 fans out there that are playing this game. You do have a different version than the original, like the PlayStation 1. I guess, or thanks to our friends over at Digital Foundry, they've done a lot of technical analysis. And to be honest, I didn't think Square Enix would get into the weeds with this kind of technology. They've never seemed too worried about getting things to run. It's more of a figure it out yourself sort of thing. But I guess they did put a lot of hard work into the Switch 2 version because it's utilizing the DLSS, which I guess that's the NVIDIA one. Basically, it's like frame generation. So in docked mode, the game does run at 1080p and uses anti-aliasing, so that it's actually pretty sharp. It's much better looking than the PS4 version, and I guess some people have remarked that it might even look better than the PS5 version, which is interesting. And then with handheld mode, the way it works is that it actually renders at 720p, but uses the DLSS light to upscale the image to 1080p so that it looks nice and crisp in that. And I guess the only downside is that the frame rate's only 30 FPS on Switch 2, whereas on like PC or PS5 you can get it up to 60 FPS. Or actually on my PC I'm running a Radeon card, so I think it's FMD instead of DLSS, and I'm getting it up to like 180 frames per second. So
he's gearing it up for Rebirth's release.
Yeah, I gotta warm up, break in the video card, baby, for the big one.
The two
But
big
yeah, and
ones.
then the load times are still pretty much instant too, like the PS5 version. So I mean, like Square didn't half-ass this port. Like they put some work into it, and it's good because like Nintendo fans have come out in droves. Like when it first came out, it was the number one selling game on Switch too for at least a week or two there. So
Yeah, physical and digital, it was doing really well. I think it's just right. Final Fantasy VII is always going to have the cachet, especially with like us 30 to 40-year-old gamers, right? Like 7 was so epic of a release back then, and like Daniel was saying, I didn't have a PS1 back in the day. My neighbor did, so it's like I've watched it and like consumed via osmosis. Like, man, I want to play that game so bad, and my neighbor just wouldn't let me. So that was actually when it did come out on PC. I bought that too, and I was like super stoked. And yeah, I think it was like some sort of known. I forget if there was a workaround. I was pretty good figuring like searching online to figure out stuff back in the day. So I figured I like feel like I would have been able to find a workaround if there was one. But I remember getting up um, to the gold saucer, and yeah, like it would just like poop the bed. So I never beat it there, but yeah, it's I'm so happy it's out on Switch and it runs awesome. I've been playing mainly on and docked, which, like I said, looks really good. But I have played it in handheld a few times, and yeah, it runs really nice. Um, you know, it's a solid 30 FPS, so it's not you're not really bouncing around or anything. So even though obviously 60, or even if they got it like that 40, I feel like getting up to 40 FPS definitely makes a big difference over 30. But um, that being said, I'm not it hasn't hindered my enjoyment, excuse me, of the game. Um, and it's getting a lot of new eyes on the series, or at least people maybe who haven't played a bunch of Final Fantasy games are maybe going to get back into them now a little bit on the Nintendo side of things, at least.
it wasn't full price either, right? Like it was
Oh
discounted.
no, yeah,
$40 USD,
yeah,
so almost half
Yeah.
price from a full price game.
and I'm
Plus
pretty
the magic cards. You got like it was basically like a pack of those cards are like $6-7 too, I think.
Yep. Yeah. And then for me personally, I got like Best Buy was like, hey, we got $10 if you buy something in the next 2 weeks. So I got I got it for $30
Casey
and
basically got
change.
it for free.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I actually one of the cards I pulled from my Magic is worth like 10 to 15. So really, I almost got it for free, even
Yeah.
though I probably just end up holding on to that card anyway.
And I'm pretty sure if you pre-ordered it early, because I like just with the way that game key cards are and all that on Switch, I'm like, I might as well just get it digital because if that's how it's going to be anyway. And it wasn't that expensive to get it digital. And then you also got if you already had it, but if you didn't, you also got a copy of the original Final Fantasy VII with it.
Yeah, I saw that too. That was a nice
that's cool.
added bonus.
Yeah, that's that wouldn't help me too much because like Skyrim, I've purchased at least 10 copies of Final Fantasy VII. I think I got it on everything. I got it on Switch, Steam. I got the original PS1 disc. I had that PC one as well growing up. And I know I got it running on DuckStation back in the day once too.
On what? No. Whoa. Well, that was even. It's funny when I go to Best Buy because I was trying to lock up my Rebirth pre-order, and for the first couple days I wasn't there. But then they'd be like, "Well, we do have this really nice 7 and 8 combo pack," and I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
stop it! I don't need to spend more money, you sons of guns."
Oh, I know. Well, that's the thing is like I own the franchise so I own all of the Final Fantasy games on Switch and all of them on Steam, and it's just like, oh man, they get me every time. It's just nonstop. I swear to God, they might as well just start taking it directly out of my bank account every month because it's pretty much a guarantee.
It's like if they just take like $5 to $10 every paycheck, then you could just give me full access to any and all Square games that come out.
A Square Enix subscription service.
Perfect. Yeah.
Well, it's funny. Like, I'd actually pay for that if they were like, $8, $10 a month, and you get access to our entire library. Like, just take it. That's fine. Next 50 years.
Even King's Knight.
Yeah. Well,
what happens if they said, like, you can do that, but you have to install Pocket Edition, and to access any game, you actually need to open up Pocket Edition and play 30 seconds of it.
That's what you have kids for.
Put them to work.
Wouldn't that be considered
play that game? That would be a concern for sure. Daniel, you were gonna. I know you're a big 3DS homebrew fan.
Yeah, and I managed to
just for legal reasons, we will just say that anyone who does this has to own the original game.
I do.
And delete it after 24 hours.
And actually, also, he lives in Australia, not us.
In Australia, you don't actually have to delete after 24 hours as long as you own the copy. It's okay. But yeah, I was able to get it to work, the PlayStation 1 version to work on the the 3DS homebrew stuff, and it felt so dirty. It's like I'm playing this on a Nintendo handheld. This is weird. That said,
forbidden fruit.
Well, back when what's his name, Cloud got announced for Smash Brothers, I was like, surely they're going to bring Final Fantasy VII to the 3DS or something on as a digital game, but that never happened.
But that was around the time we got the first Switch or the first port onto Switch, I believe, right?
No,
maybe my time is wrong.
Cloud of Smash Brothers was before the Switch even came out.
I was gonna say that he was there in the Wii U version for sure, because I remember playing him on the Wii U Smash Brothers.
So I think I think because I was watching for some reason the other day, and I was just watching a streamer and all of his reactions to Smash character announcements, and the one with Cloud was the same. It was the same direct that they also showed off, like Final Fantasy Explorers or Theater Rhythm or something. And it's like, that's how you justify Cloud being in it now, because he was in Theater Rhythm.
Yeah. Hey,
beloved Nintendo fun. Character Cloud.
Yeah. Now, I think Sephiroth was announced after Final Fantasy VII. Or around the same time. It was either after or around the same time when the Sephiroth one.
That was COVID year, I think, 2020. Like, it was a big Game Awards announcement.
Okay, so it would have been after then, because I remember, I'm pretty sure it was 2019 is when Square released, like, it was 7, 8, 9 were all like the exact same time. I remember playing them like back to back.
Yeah, I played the crap out of 7 on Switch when it first came out.
Because why do I remember this stuff, but I struggle to remember stuff from my job. That direct was like basically Square Enix saying, here's everything we've got for the Switch. It was like Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, everything. And it's like, you guys can space these out a bit if you want. I think even Pocket Edition was the same day.
Well, they should have cleared the schedule for that one.
There were rumors for a while that they were going to look at porting 15 to Switch, but then
I could still see it happening, or on the Switch 2 maybe.
Yeah,
but it's funny because Capcom did the same thing, or they're doing the same thing with Resident Evil 7, 8, and 9. All come out, I believe, on the same day for Switch 2, and it's like, why wouldn't you have released like the ports of 7 and 8 in like leading up to 9? You know. So that people would like maybe be like, oh, well, let me do a little, pre-play before I get into the brand new one. I can play some of the older ones, but I don't know. I think maybe it's just easier to dump them and just not think about it too much. I don't know.
I mean, you can play them on the Switch already. The cloud versions, if you want.
The cloud versions.
Oh man, dude! I'm so glad
also light
we're
your hair on
past
fire if you really want it.
Editions of games.
It's really disappointing there was no Final Fantasy VII Remake Cloud Edition. It's in the title.
Yeah, it's like clever because it like Cloud Edition, yeah. But yeah, it's like If only it worked right.
If only they made a pocket edition of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Dude, I would actually be in on that.
Oh, it's like what's the mobile one? Ever Crisis. Like when that first got shown off, and it was like this just looks like a much more graphically impressive version of the original Final Fantasy VII. Just give us that. That's all we want. But then it's like a mobile gacha game thing, and it's like,
ugh, gotcha. Yeah,
it was terrible. I actually did play that because obviously Final Fantasy, it was Final Fantasy VII. So, and like you said, in more, it was still kind of those chibi characters, but
he saw a chibi Tifa and he was in.
Yeah, so I thought, oh, I'll give it a shot, but it is so terrible. Like it's like episodic, but then the episodes are like 5 minutes long, and then like the fights are so terrible. But it's funny because like so you see little chibi characters, but then when you go into the battle mechanics, now I don't know if it's still the same way, but back then it would cut to like the Final Fantasy remake versions of the characters doing the battle animations, and it's like, what is going on? But then it would like, so you do like 2 battles, and then you kick back to the menu, and then you're like getting attacked with ads, and then you're having to go on to the next episode, and then there's no actual exploration. You're just going like down this path, and it's just like
That's
I
a
did not
mobile
last
game
long.
for you.
I was like 20 minutes in, and I was like, man, this is such mobile trash. Like I don't get it, but
yeah, it's I hate mobile games, man. And it's like I get
And
it.
it's
There's just
like-
a huge audience, but
Yeah.
oh god, they're always so unenthused.
Square Enix is so mixed on their mobile offerings because they did start quite well with the what was it called, the Chaos Rings games, which were like proper RPGs. But then they just, I guess, just as everything in the mobile market, it just raced to the bottom. Let's just spam microtransactions and stuff.
yeah, I can't really blame Square Enix really for doing it that way, because whenever a true game comes out on mobile, nobody plays it. Like, what was it? The Nintendo one was like Another Eden, I think it was, or something like that, where nobody played that one. Like everyone just ran to Fire Emblem Heroes. Like, I don't know, like the actual games
Heroes
just
has waifus.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like it's the mobile games is just not a platform that people are into. Like, I'm curious how Apple Arcade is doing these days, because I don't really hear much about it anymore, but I know it's still a thing. But yeah, I don't know. It's I guess we could chat a little bit more about the remake, the new version, now that we replayed it again. It's funny, you mentioned at the beginning of the show, Casey, the side quests, doing the side quests, and I remember when the game first came out, I think like the biggest criticism that remake got was that the side quests were just like fetch quests that weren't really contributing much to the overall story. And it's funny because when I like replaying it now, it first of all there was way less side quests than I remember there being. I remember getting through them all thinking like, this is it. Like, I thought there was more than, I think there was only like 12 so far. And I'm just thinking, it just hit me like, oh wow, my memory of them seemed like it was more just because everyone was complaining about how egregious they were, but it was just like, I don't know, they weren't very long, and they gave you like nice little insights to a little backstory or lore dump sort of things, and I was at the point where I was like, I could use some more, because like the first set you're running around with Tifa doing stuff, and then the second one you're in Sector 5 running around with Aerith. And it was just nice seeing those like interactions between them and Cloud, and Cloud kind of I guess introducing himself to the communities, I guess, and getting to know everybody. It just gives you that extra emotional boost at the when stuff goes wrong, just to see how it's affecting Cloud.
Yeah, and it's funny too. Yeah, I think, like you said, I'm in Wall Street right now, or Wall Market, excuse me. And I think, yeah, there was 6, 12, I think 15, right? Like, I think there was 6 side quests in the first area, then 6 in
Yep.
Sector 5 slums, and then 3 here. And like they're not exactly just one to one, like, oh, go do this and you're done. Usually it's like follow-ups, right? Like they're little quest lines.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I think there's probably that many in the first section of Rebirth, if not way more already, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think I like that they add little bits of here and there, right? Just builds it out. Like you learn how Biggs used to be the teacher at the orphanage, right? And it's like you don't get that if you don't do that side quest. But like obviously we know Biggs is the man, but it's like, oh, he really is the man, you know. Um, and I think it's nice because it's not like over, you know, you're not overstaying, you know, in between different areas. Like it takes a little bit of time to do the quests, but not, you know, it's not like you're going to have 5 hours downtime of like just banging out side quests before the next mission. But yeah, I've been enjoying doing them, all of them this time around. Like I said, I feel like the little payoff in each area so far has been worth it. And yeah, I don't know. I just love this game so much.
and it's also like you do get long periods of no side quests. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
There are, you know, it is very much, it sort of reminds me a bit of Final Fantasy 13. It's very much an on rails game. It's not a lot of deviation to the path you're on. But you do get some of these moments in between, but like quieter moments. And the thing about the side quests is, you know, a lot of them are stuff, I think all of them are stuff that didn't happen in the original game, but they're also stuff that I could imagine happening in the original game. You know, just stuff that you don't see happening with the characters and all that. If that sort of makes sense.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I was just saying, definitely, you know, when you go back to the first game, it's so funny, like how, and you'll see this way more in Rebirth, but like how much they've expanded in certain areas, right? Like, wow, like this used to be like one little screen you sort of blast through in the original, and now it's a bumbling area with people talking, and yeah, there's quests to be done and lore to be built. So yeah, to me, it definitely feels like they've captured that the vibe of the original, and yeah, like these added things do feel like they could have taken place in the first game if they were sort of trying to flesh out the area with more quests. Obviously, the original game's pretty darn big, so they didn't need to be doing a bunch of side quests in every little area. But obviously, with the structure of this one, where they've sort of blown out each bit to make it feel more alive.
And on the topic of like, on the topic of like expanding stuff, holy crap, does this game make you actually really care for Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse? Because
yes,
I mean, they're there in the original game, but they're just there. But in this, it's like, I am going to protect Wedge with my life. He is a sweet boy, and he's very good to his cats.
I was gonna say, somebody's got to watch those cats.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's funny with Alex, my co-host on Talk Nintendo. He's playing through it, and you know, obviously, I'm you know, running joke, but not a joke. A big Tifa guy, but he's like, yeah, like it's so, you know, between Tifa and Aerith, and he's like, what about Jesse? And I was like, yeah, but that's because you didn't play the original. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Jesse's, I don't want to say an afterthought, but in the original, more or less, like you said, they're there, but in comparison, they're not in the remake, you know. But yeah, she is a great character. I mean, they're all great characters, right? I think that's you know why I think 7 is so good. I mean, the characters just are incredible, and then especially, you know, the remake here, just adding more depth to them all has been so nice.
Well, Jesse's arguably the star of the video game for like the first 3 hours. like that whole I would say like the bombing mission. She's, to me, she's a bit of a standout in the bombing mission because she's with you till pretty much that fight with the Scorpion, and then you're helping her out or whatever. Which
then you go to her house.
Yeah, and then you go to her place, or you go to her place in Sector 7, but then you also go to her house and meet her family. And then like,
and rob her dad.
Like, yeah,
her bedridden dad.
Yeah, robbing him blind.
Yep, poor fella.
But just the also world building it does with her dad, just using that as an opportunity to go, yeah, here's what, Shinra, here's what the side effects of working for Shinra are. Like, it's not
Yeah,
all
it's
being
not
like
just the soldiers who
or
go
the
through some
salarymen
crap.
on the train.
Well, even the small interactions between like that one scene where Heidegger's in like the control room and he's like chirping, and the guys are like, "It's not, the robot's not ready," and the guy's like, "Well, how would you like to be dead?" Yeah, like the just like looking at the soldiers, and it's just like, oh man, like a couple of those soldiers I actually feel bad for, because like you could
They're just
see.
grunts,
Yeah, they're just grunts. Like they just want to go home at the end of the day, alive and with all their fingers and toes. And you got this, guy just sitting on his tough,
And he's a
chirping
big
them and stuff.
intimidating presence for sure.
Yeah,
But I like that segment too, right? Like how you're going through getting ready to fight Airbuster, and it's like you pick which what you want on there.
like how to
Like
weaken it. Yeah,
yeah, like if if you can't avoid those big bombs, like you can like, hey, I'm just gonna not let him get those bombs. I felt like that was a cool little way to sort of give a little bit of a personal touch on each fight. But
On
and it's funny. I didn't really notice what. I think I ended up taking away the bombs, but then the fight was so manic that I didn't even notice like how I had affected the outcome. I was just hacking away.
How did you actually find the combat system when you started it? Like, you've played it a few times, so you probably got your head around it a bit more now. But I think we were saying on the Discord, like someone was asking, what's the point of the strong attacks? What's it
Oh,
called?
the Punisher mode.
Yeah, because you sort of like, for me, I'm playing it like, okay, I'm just instinctively pressing X because that's probably like the heavy attack, not realizing it's doing nothing at all. If I'm sort of mashing buttons.
Well, I found it funny because the first time I played through the game, the entire time I forgot the Punisher mode even existed. I know there's like a tutorial. There's like a 10-second tutorial in the bombing mission where it's like, oh, push this button and you can switch to Punisher mode, and it's like you move a little. I guess you
move
attack
slower.
quicker, but you can't. You're not as agile. You're not moving as like you're not running around or whatever. But then it also has when you're in Punisher mode, it has like a counter move where if you're blocking and someone attacks you, then it'll counter. But
you only know that if you actually use the block button, which
yeah, well, that's the other thing. I forgot which button was the block button. I had to like I was like tapping everything on my PS5 controller. Like, which one of these is block again?
Yeah, I don't block.
I was dodging more than anything.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how I played the game. Like, especially the first time through, is like I wasn't blocking. What's this defense stuff? I'm just going all out and just dodging around and attacking. And then when I get beat up, I'll just use a cure or a potion and keep on the
go from
offense.
there. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely, or am definitely in that mindset where I don't block too often. Like sometimes, right, there'll be like the enemy will like fly up in the air where you can't really get to him, and it's like, okay, I should probably block, or yeah. But I guess that Dark Souls in me is definitely like, well, I'll just roll out of this bad boy,
Yeah.
which is usually pretty effective. Honestly, I did have a game over. I forget what boss. It sucked because it was like they were literally down to like 5%. Like a couple more good hits would have done it, and I got like bamboozled, and both my guys got like smoked. But generally speaking, you can get a heal off pretty good, right? Like if generally the boss targets that like the enemy or the character you're controlling. So like if one of my guys get low, I sort of like do start a heal and then pop to the other guy. So like the enemy usually refocuses and then they can get a heal off. But I love the combat. Like I said, I don't know if it's maybe a bit of now at this point having experience, playing in this style of a combat system. But I feel pretty good. I had that one game over. Like when I fought the Hell House, I absolutely spanked him. Like wasn't even close, which was cool because I feel like I remember that being sort of a challenging fight the first time around.
Yeah,
but
yeah, it was a pretty challenging one.
Yeah, this time I didn't struggle too much. I don't know if I've just been leveling up or like I said, getting more comfortable with how things have are operating. But I love the mix of like obviously lots of action combat, and then you could sort of go into the menus and do some of your special abilities or spells. I love that each character feels different, right? Like I really love. Like obviously, I always joke I love Tifa so much. But I think her combat's like the most fun. Her and Cloud. I really honestly don't like playing with Aerith that much. She's probably my least favorite. In terms of just like, gaining, like, I don't know, her standard attack is just, it doesn't do it for me.
It's too slow.
Yeah,
it looks like she's doing gymnastics.
Yeah, and it just doesn't like, where I'm Barrett, like, yeah, sure, you're sort of standing away and shooting, but I don't know, it still feels like I still get really into it. Like, let's freaking go, and then doing like the cock of the arm to like get the overdrive or overpower, whatever it's called, like up.
The Henry Cavill?
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, like, oh, it's like, dude, that feels so good. Like, let's go. So I do generally bounce around the characters quite a bit when I am playing. And I guess just to sort of piggyback on top of that is I really love how the weapons work with the upgrading. Because right, obviously the Buster Sword is the coolest sword we've got, but then you get these new ones that are more powerful. But as you can upgrade them, right, you unlock that weird, like, oh, let's go into this weird spatial world and you can unlock abilities.
Just whoever designed that upgrade menu is a psychopath. It was just so infuriating to navigate sometimes, and I'm like, I just want this one. Why am I having to cycle the wrong way through it? And I'm like, you could have just done a normal menu. It didn't have to be this over the top. It's cool you made these nice, pretty graphics. Good on you, gold star. But just chill a little bit, mate.
Or give us a toggle to a list.
I know. Well, I was gonna say it's not like Final Fantasy 12 with like the Zodiac thing where like it's like literally like a path where you can like see everything, and it's very like boxes and lists and stuff. It's very, very organized. Whereas this one, you're like, which node am I in? Which ones have I unlocked?
So pretentious.
Very strange.
Yeah.
But presentation aside, I do like the system because, right, it encourages you to switch weapons because each weapon has an ability tied to it. And then as you use that ability, you eventually unlock it permanently so that you can switch back to different weapons. And then as you upgrade, right, like, hey, all right, my Buster Sword, I want to unlock the materia so I can get some extra materia in there, but I also want to make sure the physical attack, so you can sort of, fine tune it to your play style. If you're finding, like, maybe you have a weapon that really leans into the physical damage and one that leans into the magical damage, or you could sort of split it. But I like that it encourages you to switch up the weapons to unlock the new abilities, but then lets you go back to previous weapons by upgrading them. And, it's not like, hey, I used the Buster Sword for the first 2 hours and then I got the new sword and never went back to the Buster. So I really, like I said, presentation from the upgrades aside, which is a little weird. I do like the system itself. And like I said, it encourages you to keep changing and adjusting.
Yeah, I like how the whatever you have equipped is in the cutscenes too. Because I have Tifa, she's got the feather gloves, and it's just hilarious. Look at it, like she's got like these feathers on her hands.
I love it when I think there was one cutscene I had with Barrett, and he had one of like the wrecking ball on him at the time, and then he's like pointing it at someone like he's going to shoot him, and I'm like, it doesn't work like
that. Right, Final Fantasy's never been shy in being a goofy game at points.
Oh, and this is something I love about it. They didn't shy away from, like, the Hell House is still there as like a boss now instead of just a regular enemy. They did not cut back anything in the Honeybee Inn. Everything with what's his name, Don.
And Daniel knows he spent 200 hours in the Honeybee Inn.
Did not.
He went multiple times to Madame M.
Yeah.
I did spend a lot of time in War Market, but it was only because I was doing the Colosseum. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, they leaned hard into the wall market with like Don Corneo and Madame M, and then it's pretty hilarious too, like the side quest for Chocobo Bill, where you're basically following, like, you start off, the guy is like gets drunk and loses something in a bar, and then you're like basically following the path of like, well, who picked this up, and now who and then you're like, well, I'll tell you where it went if you do this thing, and you're just basically like doing a crawl around Wall Market with all these people doing this crazy stuff. It was it's a pretty interesting section, really. Like, it's uh, and it's funny too, because the wall market in the original game really wasn't that long. Like, you got there and you got your dress and you did your squad off or whatever in the original, and then I don't know, it felt kind of out. But then with these additions, like even the Leslie guy, I really like him as an additional character, where it's like, back then you didn't really think of like, well, what happened to all the other people? They're Don Corneo is having these like these three women, and he picks and they're talking about like, it's basically weekly that he's doing this, and you don't think much about it until you talk to like the Leslie guy, and he's talking about like he trying to find one of the girls that was in there and stuff. Like, it's, I don't know, like I just I guess I love the world so much that all of these like little story bits that they're adding in just to flesh out the world even more is, I just love it.
I mean, it's I think especially when they announced Remake, like there was no way that it was going to be a one and done game. Like, there's no way that they could have remade Final Fantasy VII to fit on one disc in the year 2020.
Yeah.
So it sort of made sense that, well, Midgar is going to be a full game on itself, so let's expand all these little mini segments that really, you can finish Midgar in what, 3-4 hours. Don't know, it's been a while. But
Yeah, it's like 3 to 7, or depending on,
I say
yeah.
more if you've done it a few times.
Yeah.
But it's being expanded out to like a 40-hour game. And they're making the most of the moments just to give more character, and again, like, just getting back to like the other guys in Avalanche, and it's just because, if you've played the original game, you know what happens to these guys, and it's like, stop making me like them, do not make me get attached to them, I know what's going to happen. And then it makes me like him even more, and then it's again wedging his bloody cats, and I'm like, just stop, please. But that's like, the game. It's like, it doesn't take itself seriously, but then it's also like, because you're talking about, what's his name, Heidelberg or Heidelgard?
Heidelberg, yeah.
Yeah, because all of the Shinra executives are the most mustache twirling villains possible. They are ridiculously over the top. Like, what's his name, Hojo is just the biggest goofball. But it's funny, but still also serious, because especially once you hit chapter 15, once everything, all the bad stuff's happened, and then it's like, right, we have to go save someone. It's like, and from that point, it's also just, this game doesn't stop. It's just non-stop till the end.
Well, even there's that scene in chapter 15 where Reese is like trying to convince the president, like, what do you can't drop the plate, you're gonna kill 50,000 people, and he's like, yeah. And then
if they die,
Heidegger's
they
like,
die.
yeah, it's like the price for progress, and then Heidegger's like, your cowardice is smelling up the room.
Because in the original game, was it that Shinra blew up the first reactor? Because
they didn't show that in the original game. Like, they're like, that's something new to Remake, where it's like, where they show it was actually Shinra that exploded the original reactor or whatever. Like, that's new for sure. Like, I mean, maybe it was implied or something back in the first game, but it wasn't shown like it was in this one. Yeah. And then you get that quick scene of I never remember how to pronounce Cat Sith or Cat. Kate or Cat Chi or whatever it is,
Katsu.
the little cat guy who comes out and he's like pounding his fist in agony when he, like I don't know what he was running to, but he, you know, just to have him there lamenting the plate having fallen. It's just like, again, a little nod to like, oh, you're gonna see this character in Rebirth.
Did he show up in Remake?
Yes, very briefly. He was,
Okay.
so after the plate drops, there's like a scene where it kind of zooms back from Midgar and you kind of see the extent of like the plate having fallen down on the slums, and then there's like a brief, maybe 10 seconds at most, where he comes out
Easter
and
egg.
Yeah, little Easter, and he's on the ground, like punching the ground, in anger of having not prevented the plate from falling. But it's even like even in that whole thing with the Turks and they're you could see that like Rude and Reno don't necessarily, like, they don't really want to drop the plate, but it's more of just like a, you know, what choice do we have? This is our job, sort of thing, you know.
If we don't,
speaking of the Turks, dude, goated. I think,
yeah, they're
you were
pretty
saying
awesome.
Sort of how all the Shinra guys, right, are like mustache twirling bad guys, and then you got the Turks who are like, right, they are bad guys, but like, yeah, like they seem pretty like they don't really care, like, oh, this is a job for us, but we're also like super highly trained, like awesome dudes, you know.
If you should watch Advent Children, they get a lot of love in Advent Children.
I really should, yeah.
Have you played the Crisis Core? The Crisis Core remake is like, it's pretty much all Turk. It's really fun.
I played some of it. I really should go back, and I think I need to buy it again. I think it was part of my great video game purge collection purge. But yeah, no, the Turks are great. You know, like I said, I think like they toe the line of like, oh, you know, they're bad, but like also not really, but they got the character to them where you actually sort of like them too. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I love that the first time you meet Reno too, and he's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm you know, ex-soldier, whatever." And he's like, "What class?" He's like, "First class." And he's like, "Man, you should learn to lie better, man."
Yeah.
but then he gets like the absolute crack kicked out of him by Cloud,
and he's like, "Oh snap!"
Yeah, and he's like getting carried out by Shinra soldiers, and it's funny because like they would obviously know, especially like if you played Crisis Core, you would know that the connection with the Turks and the soldiers, and so Reno would obviously like probably know all of the soldiers and be extremely confused by like, who's this guy?
Yeah. He's definitely not a first class, but he also kicked my butt. As a fellow bald guy, I'm a fan of Rude.
Yeah, well, and Rude is a fan of Tifa.
Yep, yeah.
I love the scenes. So there's the one where they're on the pillar, and he's Reno's shooting at Cloud, and then he's about to shoot at Tifa, and Rude makes, like, he takes control of the helicopter and makes him miss, and Reno goes, "What the hell, man?" And he's like, hand slipped.
Yeah. Well, I remember, I'm pretty sure it's like this in the remake, but I know in the original, Rude would never attack Tifa in battle. Unless if like, I forget if she's like the only one, if he's still, then he might. But like, I'm pretty sure he never, like, it's like programmed that he'll always attack someone else first.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Like, it's such a small thing, but it's like incredible that they
gives the character to do depth.
That. And
like he isn't necessarily just gonna follow orders willy-nilly, you know?
Yeah. And it's like, where does he know Tifa from? Like, it makes you think stuff like that. It's like, you know, is it just that magnetism from that one meeting, or has he seen her before and has a crush on her? Like, I don't know. It's great.
After meeting her the first time, he used Midgar or Shinra's NSA protocol type stuff to find out more about her. Maybe he's a creep.
No, I won't spoil the Rebirth thing, but Rude in Rebirth is hilarious when at the bar.
Dude, when I went to that bar, I died, dude. I was like, this is amazing. So funny.
Like my hat's off to whoever came up with that scene. That was just hilarious.
Like talking about Tifa, I love how when you're walking around once you get back to the slums after the bombing mission, and then you're just doing all your side quests, and then because as you walk past NPCs and all that, you can just hear conversations, and it's like, holy heck, so many of them are just thirsty for Tifa.
Yeah.
It's just like, and then you got everything with Johnny, and it's like, this poor woman, just like, just from everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just they play right into it.
Those poor people living in the slums. Then you got that goddess running by. Can you blame them?
It's a light of hope in the dark.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, this place sucks.
Underbelly.
I'd totally move out of these slums if it wasn't for Tifa.
Well, there's so many. Yeah, that's right. Sector 7 has 3 times the population as any other sector.
Why is everyone moving to Sector 7?
Gives you something to wake up for in the morning.
Yeah.
But just you're saying about like Katsif, looking at the plate falling. That's what I love in chapter 15 as you're climbing up up to the top plates. Just the destruction of it all. It's like, holy heck.
Yeah.
It's just being totaled. Because it's also
that escape scene where they're like ziplining out of the sector while it's falling on their heads. It's
just
so cinematic.
Oh, that's like with the final chapter. Like, you want to talk about cinematic? Holy heck! The Midgar Expressway fight is just like, it has one of the best themes in video games playing ever. As you're just like dodging bombs and other bikes, and then robots on a motorbike, and it's just this theme playing. And I'm like, I really wish that soldier guy from before showed up now, because that would just make it even better. What's his name? Roche or?
Roche.
Yeah,
Roche. Yeah,
like
he's awesome.
Minute I showed up, I'm like, oh yeah, we are going full anime in this, aren't we? We are not holding back anything, and I love this.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the great FMV scenes from the original, where they're, they steal the motorbike from the lobby and they're like blasting out of Midgar. I'm glad they gave it the attention it deserved in Remake, because it's just such an iconic moment in the game.
Well, just everything from when you finally meet up with Red 13 and you escape the lab. And then just everything from there is just fight, boss fight, epic scene. And it's just like, just slow down a bit, please.
Yeah, it's all highs. There's no like once he gets past I guess like once like from the pillar on, it's just nonstop action. Like it's just
I did find a bit in the lab to be a bit slowed things down a bit too much. It was a bit too much, like going up ladders and opening doors and stuff. But you do sort of need your vegetables before you can have your dessert, I guess.
Well, I think we covered a lot of Remake. It's amazing that it's. I'm really happy it's on Switch too, and that it did well. Like hearing that
it's also on Xbox. Don't forget it's on Xbox as well.
Yeah.
There's 5 people who probably bought it.
I would say if you look online, there might be a dozen of people talking about that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny to hear that the Switch 2 physical copies, which aren't even really physical copies, but the game cards themselves like sold out apparently within a matter of days. So that's good. It's good to have that additional fan base to keep the coffers filled over at Square Enix, because we need to keep going. Like, we don't have the third one yet, and until it's in our hands, we have to keep they can't go bankrupt until they've provided that final game.
And it's also good to see Square Enix getting rewarded for the effort that they're putting on the Switch 2 as well, because they were a bit lukewarm to Switch at first. Like, I think we only got, what was it, I Am Setsuna for a while. But the Switch 2, they just seem to be
and lost Sphere.
Eventually. Gotta play that one day.
Yeah, no, it seems to be like like if you put in the effort, generally speaking, the Nintendo/Switch crowd will will pay you back for it. Like, I mean, like look at with CD Projekt Red, right? Wow.
Oh, yeah,
With
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. It's like that version is amazing on the Switch too. It came out physical, they got it all on the cartridge, and they freaking sold like gangbusters, you know? I would have loved, obviously, if they could have gotten the full game here on cartridge, but even so, the version runs really awesome and it looks great, and they're being rewarded with lots and lots of sales. So hopefully, hopefully Rebirth follows the same suit in terms of how well it runs and hopefully in how well it sells as well. And yeah, it seems like with the rumors that Part 3 won't be Sony exclusive for the first year, like many, or at least I know, I thought would be the case. I mean, I'll still buy it. Well, honestly, then it puts me in a sticky situation where I'm going to probably pick up 2 copies on launch day like a big dumb idiot.
Especially if it comes with Magic cards.
Yeah, well, now, right, I've got physical of the first 2 on PS5, and I actually got the steel books for both of those with pre-orders. And now I've got, or I will have both on the Switch 2 physical, and I, you know me, I'm a 7 stan. I think it's worth collecting in my eyes. So like I want to have the physical version. So I'll probably get both like an idiot. But I probably will play it on PS5 first time around just cuz. But yeah, I can't wait, dude. I cannot wait. I hope we get to see it at FanFest this year.
I'm in the same boat when it comes to like my preferred platform would be Steam. But then I want the Steelbook. So I was like, oh crap, am I buying 2 copies of this damn game too? Like,
yeah. Well, everyone's sitting over there talking about GTA being $100, and I'm over here looking at spending probably $140 on Part 3.
Yeah.
I am so glad I just have one system at the moment. It just makes things so much easier.
Yeah. It probably does, but oh well.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good chance. It's a good chance it'll be out next year. Like next year's the 30th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII coming out, so you'd hope.
Yeah, it feels. I mean, it would be crazy if it was announced and released this year, but yeah, next year feels right. Like every console will have the first 2 parts out for a little bit now at that point, and then drop us with hopefully a god tier game.
Yeah, I would guess that it's going to be March 2027 because I think like when you look at it now, it's like okay, January for Remake, June for Rebirth, and then they put a little time in like maybe at the absolute earliest it's a December launch for like to get into the holiday if they can sneak it in. But yeah,
I mean,
so maybe, but I would think March 2027 is more likely because that's like Rebirth was released in March, and
you got to think.
Actually, Remake was released like at the beginning of April in 2020, so it's or like mid-April, I guess, something like that. So they seem to come out around the same time when they do come out. Like that
we
March,
just have
April.
to look at the schedule and see if there's another really big game coming out around that time,
and then
we got ourselves a 2-week window. So
that's right.
And the other thing is Square Enix doesn't have a lot announced coming out at the moment. Like it's just really for new titles. It's Paranormal Sight, which is next week, I think. Adventures of Elliot, and then that's really it. Like,
dude, I can't wait for Elliot.
Oh, it's going to be great. But other than that, it's Kingdom Hearts 4, which that's going to be whenever that comes out. And Dragon Quest 12 is announced, but we haven't seen anything about it for like.
It's been a long time since that I was just say trailer, but I think it's just a logo, pretty much, right?
Yeah, it has, but to be fair. The artist has passed away and the composer has passed away, who were 2 very big parts of that franchise. So it's
and they were like the trailer, right? Showed off like the it felt like a tonal shift for the series, like being more mature. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they'd be. I would imagine they'd have to be careful with like going too far. Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess that'll probably do it for our remake talk. It won't be that long, really.
I would say it won't be the
doing an
last
episode
time.
on Rebirth. Like, June's not that far away, really.
I've still got the intermission stuff to play through as well. So,
Yep, yeah, the Yuffie stuff's cool.
Yeah, well, and that's it's fun too because those ones like you get a different battle system with I can't remember the guy who's with her's name, Yuffie and the guy, but
yeah, I literally could picture him, but I can't think of his name.
I've dabbled a bit in it, and it's really just been I really like Fort Condor. This is a lot of fun. I just want to play Fort Condor.
Yeah. You're one of the few people I think who's ever said that.
It's no Queen's blood.
If it helps, it's also made me go, I'm going to start playing Diofield again, I think.
Dude, you're going to like Queen's Blood a lot.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
That's one of the bright spots, too, of going back to Rebirth is like, yes, I get to play more Queen's Blood.
Yep. Well, I thought you were going to say that's one of the bright spots. I was like, dude, the whole thing shines. What are you talking about?
I know. Yeah. It's just absolute joy for 100 and whatever hours you can get out of it. But yeah, I guess that'll probably wrap up this episode for Final Fantasy VII Remake. For anyone who's looking to chat or join a game club, but this technically was one of our game clubs over at the Thirsty Mage Discord. So if you go to thirstymage.com and click on the Discord, you can see we've got like so many game clubs going on simultaneously now. I know we're about a third of the way in, I guess, to SMT Strange Journey. So we got that one going on. We got Remake, plenty of new folks playing Remake for the first time. Whole new fan base being born here. And then we always kind of have an ongoing Dragon Quest room and Fire Emblem room. So plenty of people playing those. Like I said, go to thirstymage.com for that. But then you can also, while you're there, read our brand new digital magazine. I know the past few months we've been doing like a web version of a magazine, but with HTML and so many different things, you can't make it look like the way you want it to look like the gaming magazines of the past. So I said, forget it. We're starting fresh again, going with a whole new digital PDF. And man, was this first issue a doozy? It's like
David's 42... like, what else am I going to do with 30 hours of my time?
Yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, I don't have enough projects on the go. I need to add this massive one here.
Turned out really great, though.
Yeah, I really like the look of it. I've already got ideas stewing for the next issue, so we're looking forward to that coming up. I already started playing some games for it. I finished the game last night. That I'm looking forward to talking about in the magazine. So, if you want to read that, it's available to download now, and I'm looking to kind of revamp the website to have so that it has its own section. So maybe by the time you're hearing this, it may even have its own dedicated section on the website. So we'll see. Like I said, there's so many projects on the go. I'm trying to prioritize, but yeah. I want to thank you, Daniel and Casey, for joining me for this playthrough of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Love when the Square does stuff like this, where it's like, you know what, I have to replay this incredibly amazing game. It would be criminal not to.
Amen.
Pleasure to be on.
Yep. But for everyone, thank you for listening, and we'll see you out at the next Thirsty Mage. Bye for now.
Adios.
See ya.